And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good afternoon, friends and traders. Welcome to the Market Recap. I am Dan Hodgman. It is Monday, October 26th, and I first off want to apologize for not being here yesterday. Had some personal stuff come up, was not able to make it. So I do apologize for that. I hope you guys all had a great weekend, though, and a great start to your week so far. Volatility is on. No doubt about that. I think a lot of it has to do around earnings. Crude oil this morning opens up, breaks down to settlement price, rallies right back. Crude oil trades really nicely today, going value low to value high, inside low to high kind of day. Really good opportunity there. Crude oil this morning, huge pop off the, NASDAQ and the S&P's huge pop off the opening, but breaking down fast, giving up all those gains they gained last night. Breaks down both of them almost down to settlement price. They just missed slightly, caught a little relief towards lunchtime, and now we're seeing that sell off once again here, but still holding steady up above settlement price in both of those. Gold, on the other hand, big break. Gold opens up this morning, sells off, continues to sail, until you started to see equities give up their gains. Once equities gave up their gains, you saw a little relief rally in the gold market. Euro, same setup there as the 10-year note. Kind of works itself around settlement price. Opens up above, breaks below, rallies back to, ending our day here 2 ticks off of settlement price. So good opportunity around the horn. We got some big earnings about to start rolling in here, so we'll keep our eyes peeled on that stuff. Just so you know, we've got Microsoft coming in, you've got Google coming in, you've got Visa coming in, you've got Texas Instruments coming in, Raytheon, GE, S&P Global, 3M, Lockheed Martin, Sherwin-Williams. You could go on. I mean, major numbers coming in here today. 2 of our $1 trillion companies are coming in here today, so definitely going to be an interesting earnings that we want to pay attention to. And if you've got anything on, hold on tight and be careful. All right, let's quickly try and get through these charts, though. We definitely want to see what's going on over there, and we'll see if we can get some of these earnings to start rolling in. I got notifications on. I am trying to keep my eyes on them. If you do see them come in, please drop them in here in the chat, and we'll touch on those. We already saw what happened with Tesla, so earnings can be good. Edmilson, good to see you. George, Ricardo, PK, Jesus, good to see you. Dr. VJ, good to see you. And Daniel, great to see all of you. Thanks for chiming in here with me today. What a beautiful day to trade if you have patience and you wait for trade setups. Don't you love it when that happens? When you're patient, you wait, the setups present themselves, and you can make some great trades. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at some of those here and see what some opportunities we found here today. As always, we're going to start with our crude oil. Crude oil settlement price, just so we all know. Yesterday, fixing one thing here. So we can all see my... Here we go. All right. Crude oil settlement yesterday, 83.76. 83.76. Market opens up well above, rotates below, moves through settlement price. Now here's where we get to start to look for an opportunity. We're breaking right down to value low from yesterday. Now, here's what we want to think about as we're traders. We're waiting to see, does level number 1 hold, 83.50 here? Does that hold, or do we go find overnight low down at $83? We obviously don't want to take the long here, take the risk all the way down to 83. That's, 55 cents in risk. That's not a trade we want to take. We want to wait to see if Value area low from yesterday's holding, right? So that's what we're going to look for. We're going to watch the reaction as market approaches value low. We trade through it, but we quickly reject it. And now as soon as this market starts to make the up move, now is where we get to start to look for that opportunity. Now we can start to look for, okay, let's see if I can make this market move from low to high. Where's our high key up on the upside? We got value high up here, 1 cent off of today's swing high. So really where I'm going to start to look is I'm going to start to look in this market coming through point of control. I'm going to start, this is where I'm looking for my chances, right down here by that 83.60 to 83.75 area. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to look for my chance right around here. Look to see if I can get this market to rotate to the upside. I don't know if I'm going to be looking all the way up here for $1.30, $1.40 move all the way up to value high. I'm going to look for it just to come fill this low volume gap here yesterday. I'm going to see if I can get this market to move from 84.24 up to 84.50. That's really what I'm paying attention to here. I want to see this gap get filled here today. Market does that really nicely and gives us a good chance to get out of our trade there and lock in some good profits. Next, let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500, new all-time high territory. Market, if you missed the pop on the open, here's what we're looking for. We're recognizing pretty quickly this market is struggling to meet those highs made just after the open. Market makes that first move at 9 o'clock after the open here. And we're struggling to get back up to that 45.90 here, right? Once we start to recognize that, there's our chance to see if we can look to see this thing rotate back inside. Hey, huge earnings coming today. Shouldn't expect a huge pop. Look to see this thing get back towards unchanged. Market starts to rotate back inside, and once we start to see that rotation back inside, now's our chance. That's what we're looking for. We can look for that short side move to the downside, running it near settlement price. Falls just a little bit short. Settlement price 45.58. 45.58 falls 2 handles shy of settlement price, but we get pretty darn close near point of control from yesterday. Now, that to me was really the best opportunity of trade here today. The next one I'm going to look at is when we get down here, starting to recognize we are not able to accept inside of yesterday's value area high. Okay? We are in a trend up state. We want to find those weakness. We want that weakness come to a level that defines it. Gives us a chance to take the long. Market breaks down to value high from yesterday, and there's your chance to look to get in on the directional move to the upside. We got to be cautious, though. We're not looking for huge moves, being with the companies that are coming out with earnings here today are going to have a major effect on all these equity markets. Next, let's look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, pretty much similar setups here today. You got settlement price down below at 15,495 and 3/4. 15,495 3/4. It's getting hard to say it. Market opens up this morning. Similar setup. Huge pop to the upside. But this one quickly shows rotation back to the inside. Market rotates back towards the inside pretty quickly and fails to make any sort of high, even get close to checking it like S&Ps. S&Ps held pretty steady near those highs. NASDAQ rotated over pretty darn quickly, rotates back to the inside. Falls just shy of checking yesterday's point of control, but same setup here. We start to recognize market moves through our level, but remember, markets are elastic. These levels are going to be elastic, and we want to recognize that. Market moves down towards value high from yesterday, gets a good bounce, rotates right back towards our moving averages, and those moving averages reject it once again. So now we're defining a little bit of range. Let's be patient. I think we got some earnings coming in. Robinhood shares tank as revenue falls way short of expectations on lighter crypto earnings. All right, well, we're going to take a look at that Robinhood stock here in just a moment. Let's get through our charts here, and then we will. Next, let's look at the gold market. Gold, like we said, opens up just shy of settlement price this morning. Settlement price in the gold market was $1,806.80. So, couple cents shy as we open up this morning. But here's what I love. Market this morning opens up at value low from yesterday, just shy of settlement price. We're trading, holding and well below it all morning or in the overnight session. Once we got below it, settlement rejected multiple times. We got a great opportunity for a setup to see if we can get the short to run near Friday's swing low. Well, market does exactly that. Sells off the open, continues all the way down to swing low from Friday. Then what do we see with equities? Equities rotated back inside. Gold rotates back inside. It tracks some buyers as we are awaiting big news. All right, next, let's go ahead and look at the euro. Oh, whoops, I don't have my volume profile on for today. Let me get that on there really quickly. All right, so market opens up this morning. Near overnight high. Prior swing lows. We're setting up. Market starts to rotate back inside. Market does exactly that. We have settlement price at 116.23 half. 116.23 half. So gotta love it. Market is opening up right around settlement price. Market opens up around settlement price, and it's trying to make that decision. Once it accepts inside yesterday's value and starts to rotate back inside, accepting below settlement price, really accelerates to the downside, goes and checks yesterday's swing low, and once again gets that little pop on the equity break. All right, next, let's look at the 10-year note, and we'll get on out of here, and we'll take a look at any other earnings that are going to start rolling in. Of course, I apparently missed 2 markets for adding volume profile on here today. All right, so market opens up this morning right at value high from yesterday. Rotates back to the low side. Moves through value low from yesterday. We finally are seeing some nice ranges here in the 10-year note. Volatility is coming up. We're liking to see this in the 10-year note. So we're getting nice two-way trade. Market moves through value low, fails to make it down to swing low from yesterday, starts to recover back inside. Once we start to see this market recovering back inside, where's our first inclination? We're looking towards see if we can close that gap right back up to point of control. Does exactly that, which happens to be just a few ticks away from settlement price. Settlement price in this market is 130.18 even. 130.18 even. We're going to end the day just 3 ticks up above settlement price, so barely moving higher here today. So those are our markets here today. Hopefully you guys found a couple opportunities in there. Let's go ahead and see if we're getting any more information on earnings. Alphabet shares on the rise on better than expected quarterly revenue. Let's see. Do we see anyone else coming through just yet? Let's get the refresh. I'm not seeing anything. All right, here we go. Microsoft beats on earnings per share and revenue, as does Alphabet, as does Visa. So some of the big names coming through pretty strong here right now. Let's go ahead and touch, though, on the rest of our stuff that we like to look at each and every day. Bitcoin. We just mentioned that about Robinhood not getting the excitement they thought they'd get around crypto. Well, Bitcoin still holding strong, $62,015 being traded at right there right now. We've got our Airbnb, $171.14. GameStop, $177.84. AMC giving it up a little bit more, $36.05. But our Tesla, what's there to say about this Tesla, guys? We have been watching this stock pretty closely for the last 2 years. It's been a fun and exciting stock to pay attention to. Just a few months ago, we saw this market a little more than 2 months ago. We saw this market at a little over $2,000 a share, went for a 5-for-1 split. Everyone got paid on that. Anyone that bought in prior to split has now turned their 5 shares at $2,000 into 5 shares at $5,000. So pretty good opportunity here in this stock. Continues to accelerate higher. It is, I think, probably the fastest company of all time to make it to the $1 trillion market cap, seeing as though there's only a few of them out there. Facebook, Microsoft, Google. There's not too many $1 trillion companies, and Tesla happens to be one of them, trading $1,018.43 a share. Robinhood, though, trading today, a little frozen right now. Chart can't keep up with it. But right now, about $36.50 was really pretty much holding right around $39.50, $39.60, $40 all day long, but missing on those revenues. Really took a sell into that product. And lastly, our VIX. Got to pay attention to VIX. We made it all the way up to just shy of 17 here today, 16.5. Going to end the day at 15.96. All right, so that's what we got there. Omni, good to see you as well. Last thing, we're going to get down to this date in history, but first and foremost, I do want to mention tomorrow there won't be a recap. We're going to be doing Top Step Trading Hour. We're going to be myself sitting down with a few different people. We're going to talk trading. We're going to take your questions. So if you haven't registered for that, make sure you do so you can get all the information. You can find it right on our website. You should have got an email for it as well. So that will be in place of the market recap. It won't even be on YouTube. It's another thing. I just do as I'm told there. So make sure you guys come and join us. It'll actually be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. All right. Last thing here, this date in history, and we'll get on out of here. First off, one of my favorite movies, good old Tombstone. But on this day in 1881 was the shootout at the OK Corral, which you see portrayed in the movie Tombstone with good old Wyatt Earp. I have a couple more here today. For those of you baseball fans, this is a name you 100% know. 1986, first baseman Bill Buckner lets a ground ball roll right through his legs during the World Series, and the Boston Red Sox ended up losing, and it was all on Bill Buckner, who eventually became a Chicago Cub after that. And lastly, on this date in history, I thought I had one more. I must be... No, I just had the two. Perfect. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign on out of here. John will be back tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Central Time with the market forecast. So until then, stay safe, wash your hands, trade smart, and trade well. Look forward to seeing you guys in the markets. Take care, everybody.